How do you sleep at night? Only helping the rich?
You know what? I think this conversation, I don't have to answer those types of questions. This conversation is over.
They stole the money that I used to make enough money to live. And so now I have, I think, like a month worth of funds to pay bills. But then I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. This video was super hard to make because like what happened left me feeling so collapsed, but it was the true definition of depression. It was like rage turned inward. And I've tried recording this intro so many times and I would watch it back and just think like, oh, I sound too angry. But I think part of the lesson here is that I really need to embrace that. And so many women, I think, also need to embrace that and get in touch with our anger because it's making a lot of us collapse. It's making a lot of us shut down, which is what these unhealthy energies, like that's what they're trying to do. I got robbed of about $80,000, although as I record this, it would be worth like $140,000 or something like that, which is an enormous amount of money to me, as it would be to most people. When I reported the theft to authorities, they told me that I didn't have enough stolen to merit their help. And the person who committed the theft in the first place was someone I had helped through our social good organization, Seeds. But I also realized that it was this expression of the wounded masculine energies that are such a big part of the old systems. And the work that I'm doing through Seeds is about shifting into higher vibratory systems that have a healthy balance of healthy feminine energy and healthy masculine energy working together. And the old wounded masculine energy wants to take that down. It doesn't want that to happen. And I think that's why this theft took place. So I wanted to talk about that idea for everyone else who's experiencing anything remotely similar, because I know that we're supposed to be connecting now and uplifting this new energy that's coming in, as well as the new types of systems that are imbued with this new higher vibratory energy, like our social good organization Seeds. The theft was the worst expression of the wounded masculine, one of the worst ones that I've ever experienced in my life. But almost at the same time, like 6 other corporations, governmental institutions, etc., showed similar abuses of power and abandonment when I needed help. And it was all hitting at once, right as Pluto regressed into Capricorn. And I'm a triple Aries, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So that was interesting, even though it was awful to experience. And it definitely did not seem like a coincidence. Stripe is gonna close the Seeds account in a few days. First they said it was because we're a charity, explained that we're not a charity, and they said we can't sell crypto. We told them we don't sell crypto. Now they fucking won't say anything else about why they're closing it. Stripe cutting off all Seeds resources. So, I mean, I haven't taken a salary from Seeds in a long time, but that's very bad for Seeds, and it's taken a lot of energy to try and fight. And there are other things like storage unit I use started accusing me of late payments that weren't late and adding fees. And I provided proof that the payments were not late. I just got done submitting evidence for the evidence packet for US Storage's lawsuit. It took so long, and I'm just tired of wasting time and energy fighting big corporations. The small town in Massachusetts where I built a tiny house appeared to have overcharged me in property taxes. And when I spoke up about that, they refused to explain. So I had to contact my state representative, and that was also bad. It was like I had to get up the energy to be able to read the most recent response she sent because I could feel that it was gonna be shitty and abuse of power-y, and it was. She ignored this long list of discrepancies that I put together with like questions about like, what is this? Like, am I being triple charged here? Like, what the fuck? There are so many instances of this going on that it feels like I have to stand up to. Cause I fucking do, right? Like they can just like charge you extra shit on your taxes. We live in this time and place where most of us, we get like bullied into having to accept this stuff because we're distracted by having to survive. Okay, I just finished drafting the demand letter and sending it to assurance. I'm not like totally drained and like completely demoralized like I have been after fighting so many of these other instances of this toxic energy. I'm just trying to be gentle with myself. I'm totally alone in this, and I'm very much not a lawyer. Affirm and Afterpay, those buy now pay later corporations that charge you sometimes like 36% or more annual interest. It's usury. I got a refund through Affirm specifically. That meant that I shouldn't have to continue paying them, but Affirm reported to one credit bureau that I was late on those payments. I disputed this with Affirm 5 times, and the credit bureaus keep saying that it's legit based on what Affirm is telling them, and they won't tell me what Affirm is telling them. Affirm has been fascist as fuck. I sent them a demand letter to stop doing this. They ignored that. So it's like, it's put me in a position where I have to like file a lawsuit, I guess, to get them to fucking stop. I haven't pursued it as actively in recent weeks because I have all these other fights that I have to fight apparently. Not to mention that I have like no remaining energy to be creative or work on the sort of more artistic pursuits that I want to be working on now. This is like the modern form of oppression that people are dealing with in this economic system. I hired a lawyer initially to help me with the Gemini dispute because that's like the largest dispute I'm fighting currently, and I interviewed 6, I think, different lawyers before finally choosing one to go with, and then I ended up letting that lawyer go because of problems with misogyny. This habit I had ingrained from early childhood of just continuing to try to get people that didn't want to support me to support me, and being really devastated every time, like knowing it would take so much. I feel like tears behind my eyes as I'm starting to talk about this, you know, of just like having to get up all my courage to try and ask for that support, knowing in my heart of hearts that it wasn't actually, they didn't want to give it, and experiencing that abandonment every time. So I've got, I think, everything ready for the filing against Gemini. I can send it out tomorrow and get this new filing going after 6 months since the initial filing started. I do have a bit of hope, which I didn't have earlier. Hopefully if I just call the FBI enough times, somebody will do something to identify the thief, and then I can get what was stolen back. The cop said he'd get in touch with the FBI to have the FBI contact me, since it's been 5 weeks since I filed a report with them. I saw that the FBI had not gotten back to me, so I fucking called them, and the guy was so arrogant on the phone. He said that it's like not their policy to give out the names of the person who answers the phone, and essentially contradicted everything that the cop had told me. He said that there are like in-person hours or something where you can go in and talk to an officer. So now I have to fucking drive to the FBI to talk to some asshole. Just got here and was told that they won't let me in because there's an issue. Fuck them. Yeah, that's the right sentiment. I made a second trip to the FBI and talked to somebody there finally, and was told that someone would call me. And after a couple more weeks, somebody finally did. I feel weird filming myself now, but I guess I'll do it. Well, it just happened, but I just got a call from the FBI. The guy said he's like the head of the white collar squad in the local field office in Portland. And he said essentially that they won't even go so far as to file a court order to find out where the funds were sent to the account on Binance because I didn't have enough money stolen from me. All of these systems, you have to fucking do what they say, or as a private citizen, they'll fuck up your shit. But if something awful happens to you, that can legitimately put you, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll figure something out like I always have, but that's such a fucking abuse of power. There's like, I think it was a C.S. Lewis quote. It was either Lewis or Tolkien, and I'm pretty sure it was Lewis. Tolkien was an atheist, wasn't he? Like, we're playing in this puddle on the beach, and if we just looked over to the right, we'd see the ocean. And it feels like it's like that. Because I'm trying to go through these conventional channels that are supposed to support us, and they're garbage. And this is supposed to be a developed country. Being a human is hard in and of itself. We're not free when we're humans, in my opinion. We're trapped here in this prison planet. The idea of freedom is so fucking constructed and so not real. We aren't free. We're forced to do these things. We have to pay taxes, or we're at risk of going to jail. And these services that we're funding don't do shit. What do they fucking do? Like, for real, what are they doing? I just walked downstairs for a second, and as I was thinking, I realized something else, which seems obvious, but if they're telling me that my theft is not enough money to investigate, to fucking even find out this one simple thing to know who this person is who did it, they're serving the rich. They're only serving the rich. I'm so angry. It's passed a little bit, but I feel suicidal, for lack of a better word. I would never kill myself because it's so violent. I don't even kill bugs intentionally. It's just too dense here, and just doesn't value the feminine people and feminine things that are offered. And like, it's just in my face more, or like it's just boxing me in. It's fucking like closing in around me. And I mean, I got robbed the day that Pluto went back into Capricorn for the last time. They stole the money that I used to make enough money to live. And so now I have, I think, like a month worth of funds to pay bills, but then I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. It looks like the person that stole from me, he admitted to a theft from seeds, a significant theft from seeds. I think he's the only scammer that we've come across to my knowledge since we've been in operation, and I did manage to like catch him. But it's somebody that we helped a bunch of times, several times. And he stole that money. I moved it into what used to be our community fund, the Seeds Community Fund, which we'd created for people that we'd created it for people that didn't have enough money to use seeds, to ask for help if they didn't have, a few cents or something to get a seed. And what could be, ether costs could be expensive at times. We created this community pool. We created this community pool for people who had that need. We'd closed it years ago because somebody was stealing from it, and it was small amounts of money. And looks like it was this person, this man. And we closed it, and in MetaMask, I have a MetaMask account, and you can add wallet addresses to your account, but what it does is the weird bad UX is that if you say you want to add another account, it'll add the account, but if you've previously added that number of accounts, like I have, I don't know, like 32 wallet addresses associated with this account that I've added I've made visible within MetaMask. If it's ever been added before, it's still there. And so years ago, I deleted this from this MetaMask account, my access to the Seeds Community Fund. But then when I moved this money in, I added a new account, and I thought the address looked a little familiar. And it was the address for this old community fund that we shut down years ago. I don't want to blame myself too much for this. It wasn't a security breach. I was always careful about security. It was that I had made this thing to help people, and somebody exploited it. And then years later, they apparently kept the access code that we'd shared before the key, and they checked it years after. And I had money in there, and they stole it. And it was the money that I've been using to live. It's just the energy of that being so much about not only that it was somebody that we helped a bunch of times, and he partially admitted to the theft already in writing, but
just the purity of that. I guess that's what a lot of this grief is about. It's not about me, Rachel, as a person per se. It's just that this place, this fucking earth doesn't have, if there is that purity, if there is a community fund that somebody creates to allow people to put money in to help others when they're in need, if they don't have pennies, someone will just they'll steal from it. And they'll steal from it so that I'm now worried about not having a place to live. They took everything. So it's just like I'm back in this position, it feels like, where, I mean, I had reached financial independence before this theft. I could be okay without having to rely on any other people to get my basic needs met. And that seemed really important because I've never been able to rely on other people to get my needs met. It's always been this feeling of being attacked for having a need or being abandoned. And so I'd finally reached a point where that wasn't money, getting my needs met was separate from having to face the frequent neglect and attack from other people. And a lot of that is, you know, family of origin stuff. And I'm still working on healing. And and now it's back there again. When I look back at the early days of Seeds and stuff I did to just keep going, I don't even know how I did it. It's certainly not for that long. I did it for so many years. I remember one time I'd hired this guy who was like employee number 10 or something at what became a $500 million startup. I hired him because he was an early employee at that startup. I went to a Vipassana meditation course one time and he was working like with our small team almost by himself. So I was gone for like 7 business days, less than a week and a half. When I came back, he talked about how he didn't want to be a founder because you're doing everything with no support. He couldn't do it for less than a week and a half, and I've done it for so many years. Sometimes it's really hard. If I had just one person who I could rely on who would help me when I needed it. But even friends that I would have told you years ago, not so many years ago, were good friends. Just kind of everything's disappeared in the past few years. And I'm certainly not saying that I'm perfect, but it doesn't at all feel like it's because of my behavior, because of anything I've done per se. It really feels like it's whatever the same energy is. Like, because I put so much energy into people that can't actually receive what I have to offer, that don't really care, that aren't really interested, because that's what it was like growing up in my family. And it's almost like in that sense, the universe just won't let me do it anymore. And I set boundaries with some people too, and they went away because of narcissism, because narcissists don't like it when you set boundaries. It's just really kind of putting me through the ringer, I think, this last time. I know it's just money stuff, at least. I mean, my health is okay. Mostly getting through this eating disorder recovery. I think that's gradually improving. I have my puppy. And I have creative outlets now, and it's really helping to be making videos and to start writing and to try and make a film. Just what makes it hard is just not having anyone. If I had one person who was a real friend. Then I think that would make all the difference, but I just don't have that, and I don't really know why. Today is, I think, September 27th. It's like, I don't know, 8 o'clock in the evening or something. Future Rachel hopefully will see this and be doing a lot better, and will have loving, true friends in her life and in my life. My health will hopefully be better, and have abundance around me financially and creative abundance, and seeds will be thriving and really uplifting and supporting people with healthy feminine energy who really can benefit from it. And I'll be creatively thriving too, and the film will be in motion. Maybe all of that is only a little distance away in terms of time. Maybe that's gonna happen in the near future even. I'm supposed to help spread awareness of Alpha Pasna through the success of seeds and the success of films. So yeah, hopefully it'll be better soon. Thank you for listening.
I've been feeling so like such a drag. It's hard to share all this because it feels like nobody cares, like I said before. And it's getting at this sort of deep wounding I have about not being able to find a home on Earth. I have some personal belongings that are at the storage unit, the storage facility. I had like a Christmas tree there that's cute, like a nice Christmas tree. But right now I can't access the unit. Apparently they can like hold my stuff hostage. So even though money is tight, I decided to get a little Christmas tree to try and create more of a physical sense of home or whatever and cheer myself up and stuff, so I stopped being a drag. But I'm also trying to remember to be kind to myself and show support to myself, even if I'm not seeing much of it outside in the world. It's like fully assembled already. I thought I'd have to like assemble it. These are the little ornaments I got. It's like cute little cupcake. And I got this little guy with the rainbow heart. And these two little felt snowmen. Don't bite him. It's not for puppies to eat. Oh, you're cute. It's not for you to eat, you bug. Yay! And we got this little puppy too. So, it's been a hard year. But hopefully next year is going to be a lot better. If you've been struggling, if you've been feeling that energy that I felt regarding like the feminine not being supported enough, I think we're close to breaking through. I think that's why it's been so rough lately. And yeah, just try to hang in there. That's what I'm telling myself. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope your holidays are wonderful. Bye! You're cute.